Hello there.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
And this is the Artful Pose.
Let's try it again. Hello everybody and welcome to the Artful Pose. Today we are looking at the DC Direct Batman 1989 Batman. This one is actually based off of not the 1989 movie, however, it is based off of the 1989 continuation comic book series that DC put about 2-3 years ago. And what this is actually a way of the continuation of what if Tim Burton continued making Batman after Batman Returns. And that's what this is based off of, which is why you now see the purple cape inlay, which is very nice. I think it adds a lot to the character. And as you can see, I actually got this from Mondo. This is a big old vinyl from the same comic book. And they used the same Danny Elfman score, which is one of the best movie scores out there in my opinion. One of Danny Elfman's breakout performances. So this right here is what it's based off of. And he doesn't really come with much other than just a trading card, a comic based off of the same one that this is based off of, and a stand, which is always appreciative. Thank you, McFarlane. So let's get into this. So what makes this different? If you were thinking about getting this one, and you already have splurged for the, the Batmobile exclusive Michael Keaton Batman, because for a while, the only way you could get it is actually through getting the big old Batmobile, which I do have and love. This is the original one that came out, and then shortly after, we have a single release with multiple accessories, a bigger cape, multiple hands, and it even had little pegs. Let me get this, move him over here. And this one even had pegs to go into the cape so it could go out. But no wire, and it's made out of this weird polyester type plastic fabric. Not your normal polyester like you would have with a polo, but a little bit more shiny. So these are the two that came out prior. And then we just recently got, what was it? No, not really recent. It was, I believe it was around the beginning of the year. There was also the Batman Returns Batman, which is much, much, much different than the rest, because the rest all have those clear abdominal muscles, and this one has the more modular type armor pieces and a much shorter cape. So if you were thinking about getting this one and you didn't have the other Keaton Batmans, this is a great Keaton Batman. I'll take the Batman Returns out here. So if you do have the original 1989, the base body sculpt is roughly exactly the same. There's a little bit of discrepancies. The original Batmobile one had a gold emblem, not yellow, and we all know that in the movie it was actually more of a brighter yellow. The gold belt still had the rubber type muscles. The belts are all the same, but we're going to get into a little bit more of the differences in just a bit. The biggest difference is actually the cowl and the cape. This cowl is a brand new sculpt. It's not exactly the same. It's been molded ever so slightly to be a bit thinner. And I'll show the two. Let me go real close. Hopefully I can see. So this is the new one that we're reviewing today, and this is the single release based off of the movie. This one's based off the comic book. The eyes are completely different. The scowl is also a little bit more improved, and to be dead honest, I actually like the improvement. I like the new comic book version, I would say about maybe 75% more than what originally came out. This one has more of that silhouette look that we see in the movie, which encapsulates the more of a menacing face and head. And I like the eyes are done much better. They have that blue tinge to them, which makes it feel more alive, makes it feel more like Keaton. and it has more of that Keaton expression, at least in my opinion. McFarlane does do a lot better when it's the comic book version than sometimes the photorealistic version. So let's go over what this new one has to offer. And for those of you who have never bought one of these, we're going to go over the articulation, and let's look at the details. So in this one, he does have the biggest difference is, of course, the purple inlay, because that's exactly how it appears a majority of the time in the comics. This also, in the comics, went into the lenses in his eyes so he could actually see at night and do more of that detective vision, similar to like what we see in the Batman Arkham games. But overall, I think this is a huge improvement with the head sculpt, like I mentioned before, the paint job with much better paint apps with the more fleshed out pink. See if I can shine the light on there. Get that more fleshed out pink look. And you can see the eyes, much more blue versus just a black dot. Love those little flourishes big time. Huge, huge, huge. Thank you for that, and I really do appreciate it. So let me angle the light down a little bit more so you can see it. So with this one, they trimmed up the abdominal muscles just a little bit and the dumbbell joint so it actually moves a little bit better. So if you want to get more of those dynamic poses that Michael Keaton couldn't get in the actual suit, you could do it here, because this is not based off of the movie. This is the comic book version. So the comic book version obviously has zero limitations other than what the artist can draw. We got some nice work here on the glove piece with nice little leather wrinkles to bring that out. Let me see if I can get it in focus. You got the shin guard right there. Well, not shin guard, sorry. The arm guard right there with the gauntlet. I got the scallops. And the scallops are a bit, they're not flexy plastic, but they're not going to cut you either, like some McFarlane spikiness. You got some wonderful attention to detail and all the abdominal muscles. The belt is good. The boots are relatively the same. Not much has changed in that department. It's still got the, I can't remember if they were Nike or Reebok. I think they were Nike. But they had to, when I remember when they were making this movie, they had to really reach out for sponsorships in order to get this filmed, because everybody was like, Batman, come on, like from the 60s? Had no idea what they were getting into. He's got a beautiful wire cape with the purple inlay. And you got the wonderful symbol, the wonderful belt. Nice attention to detail. And you know what's great about this is that other than other ones that have come out, like the Japanese imports, which have great posability, one thing I do like that McFarlane did, especially with the live action, you get great poses with these. And with the wire cape, and at a reasonable price. You can get this for about $25 to $27. They're popping up at Walmart's. If you pre-ordered it on Amazon, GameStop, or any other place, they should be arriving sometime next month, if I'm correct. I was just lucky enough to find this at a Walmart, and I nabbed it. Of course I had to. The wire cape is, oh, that's just, that's whipped cream on the pie. Right there, that's amazing. Speaking of whipped cream on the pie, you know, it'd be really sweet. Hitting that like button and subscribe button really helps out the channel. And also, if you have any comments about this Batman, we do a lot of Batmans on here. Can't help it. He's very popular, and they are great figures. Please let us know in the comments what you think. If this is too many Batmans, are you happy it's going to Mattel, and are they doing too many Batmans? Or can you never have enough Batmans? I don't know. Let's get that conversation started. So let's go quickly over the articulation. I think I gushed enough over the fine details, because those are fine details. You can look up about that high. It's very nice. You can look down on a city. It's got a nab crunch. You can go about this far over, this far back. Very nice, and that's the big difference. The other ones can't do that. They can't go nearly as much with the range. And guess what, folks and kiddies at home? I did zero augmentation to this puppy. So yes, that is right out of the box, that type of posability for a McFarlane figure. Also has the arm rotation with the shoulder cuff cover, which it does a decent job. You can go in and out that far, so you can get the good, you know, flying pose. Really cool. Double jointed elbows. The pins blend in with the black. And then you can also, he has hinge joints and rotation. Twist there at the waist, twist there at the diaphragm too. You can do Jean-Claude Van Damme splits. Move the cape out of the way. And I love it because it's wired, it stays out of the way. Ooh, that even looks cool. Can kick far, about that far forward. The diaper piece does not get, it does give. And then it can go that far back. Double jointed knees. He's got the ankle rockers and pivot, which is great. And, of course, toe articulation. Very, very nice. So overall, I say for the price, definitely a great Batman. The only criticism I do have is probably the lack of accessories. I would have liked to maybe have had a Batarang or a bat grapple would have been cool. But other than that, everything about the base figure, because I normally would have had my Batman with fists anyway, he's great. And if you were able to get the McFarlane 1989 Joker sans Jack Nicholson, he does go very well. The purple does go with it. Now, technically, this is supposed to go more with the Two-Face that was originally going to be played by Billy D. Williams, because of those of you who forgot. He did play Harvey Dent in the 1989 original Batman. Yes, Billy D. the Man Williams was casted as Harvey Dent. Now, for those of you who are thinking, oh my gosh, no, there's no such thing. It was already originally cast. He's in it. It's solidified in time, and no one can take it back. So yes, he was originally supposed to be Two-Face, but nothing ever happened, and it went immediately right into Batman Returns with the Penguin, and with Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, which, if you can remember, she's right there in the comic book. Spoiler! So he does go well with the McFarlane release of the Jack Nicholson Joker, which I really do like. I mean, it's the closest I'm ever going to get to the one like I had when I was a kid. In fact, this was the one that was based off of the one I had as a kid, with the face-changing colors and stuff. So, how does he fare? Well, I have the Rebirth Batman that also has the purple inlay, which I adore so much, just so you can see a difference in scaling with those two Batmans, in case you are like me, I love black and purple. That's the two in comparison with there. And if you have, we're going to stick with the whole dark theme to scale with, let's say if you wanted to scale it with some others, here we got Black Suit Spidey. So this is a Marvel Legends Black Suit Spidey, and you can see how he scales with that one. So he does, remember, and for those of you who don't know, McFarlane does more of a 7-inch scale, so this is how he's going to look if you have Marvel Legends. And if you have a G.I. Joe Classified, here we have Duke. So you can see how he scales with that. Pretty nicely. But not really, because Duke isn't that short. However, if you want to send Batman to, I don't know, Eternia, we got Skeletor. Ah! Geez, Skeletor. Ugh. Alright, so stand there. You stand there. You guys stay? Yeah, you stay. Okay, and then we have Skeletor with Batman. And see how they scale. I dig the bat motif, but the rest is lame. Stupid. You're worse than the one called Ram Man. I better go beat up Beastman. So I will say that this is a beautiful improvement. A lot of fun, great playability. I've had a lot of fun playing and posing with this Batman very, very much. I think if you do see him in Walmart and you are a fan of the Keaton Batman, he is a great one to get. I mean, it fixes all, especially from an aesthetic value, fixes all those problems that were with the previous version, with the lack of poseability in certain areas. Even though the joint system's there, the playability was not. You just kind of posed it and made it kind of work. Where with this one, because of the wire cape, you get some really cool dynamic poses with these, and it's a lot of fun. The purple really flushes out all the details. It doesn't just blend. And I know some of you might think, well, Batman's supposed to wear black. He's stealth. Yeah, but stealth is one thing, but he's not real, and I would like to see him on my shelf and admire all that fine detail. So the purple is really nice to make it all not just blend in. I noticed it really brings out a lot of the little details in the suit piece, as opposed to just being black and just a shadow on your shelf with a glowy yellow bat symbol. So there you go. So if you like the video, please comment down below. Let us know if this is to your liking. If not, we can try something else. I know David's going to be doing some comic book reviews in the future, so check them out. And please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, may your poses be artful. See you on the next video.
Like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe.